Intlx Solutions, founded by engineers, valued for our expertise. Hello everyone, it is great to see you again. Today we're going to tackle an issue that was actually brought to me by one of you, my subscribers. We're going to tackle installing certificates onto J100 phones, and if we want to register our Avaya SIP phones with TLS, we'll need to install that root certificate onto the phone itself. In my case, it's going to be my System Manager's root certificate, and we can download this certificate from System Manager by navigating to Services, Security, Certificates, and then choose Authority. Next, select CA structures and CRLs, and lastly, choose Download PEM file. The PEM file is downloaded to your PC, and it's ready to be installed onto the HTTP server that manages your Avaya IP phone settings, file, and firmware. So, Ernesto asks, is it possible to load the PEM certificate to J100 series phones using the 46XX settings file? After some back and forth conversation, we determined he was attempting to do so from Microsoft IIS. Having had my own struggles with IIS and file management for the Avaya phones, I figured, hey, this would be a great Avaya Nugget video, so let's check it out. Right now I'm on my Microsoft Windows server, and I have configured IIS or Internet Information Services on this server, which runs the HTTP server for my Avaya phones. The phone's firmware and 46XX settings file live in the www root directory. Now I'm going to move that System Manager root certificate that we downloaded a moment ago to this directory. Now inside of our www root directory, we can see that our System Manager root certificate is downloaded. Let's take a note of the file's name so we can add it to our 46XX settings file. Now you can see that I have the settings file in the background here. Let's pull that up. And we'll add our System Manager root certificate name to the set trust certs parameter. When the phone is powered on, one of the things that it will do is read the 46XX settings file, and it will download any certificates defined in trust certs. Now, before you start rebooting phones to apply these settings, make sure you can access the settings file and the certificate from an HTTP session. Using your preferred browser, type in the IP address of your HTTP server, followed by /46xxsettings.txt. By doing this, you're emulating exactly what the phone does when it goes to retrieve this file. And as you can see, our file can be retrieved, and there's our new trust cert setting. Let's run a quick test to see if the HTTP server will allow us to download the root certificate. Following the same procedure used to look at the settings file, type in HTTP, then the IP address of your HTTP server, followed by a / and the name of our root certificate. Now, as I expected, we cannot download this file, but we can download the 46XX settings file, so I know that our HTTP server is operational. Now, I've run into this issue before, so let's jump into my IIS server and make a quick adjustment so that we can download this file. Now, in my case, the reason we cannot download the PEM file is because that file format .pem is not defined in IIS. Now, if we want to define this file type, which we do, we jump over to IIS Management. Then we're going to select our website. Here we can see MIME, and we're going to want to select that. And with it open, if we scroll through here, we can see all of the file types served by the IIS server, but you'll notice that .pem is not one of them. So what we need to do is hit Add here, and we can define the .pem extension, and for the MIME type, we'll choose application or type in application /x-pem-file, and selecting OK saves it. Now let's jump back over to our web browser and see if we can now download that root certificate. Let's head back over to the page in which we got a 404 file not found on our first attempt to retrieve that .pem root certificate. Let me hit the refresh button here, and there we go. You can see in the right corner here that I'm now able to download the System Manager root certificate, which means the Avaya SIP endpoints can now also retrieve this file. No fancy ending today. That's the end of this video. Please subscribe, like, comment. Thanks for watching, and as always, I can't wait to learn with you all again in the next video. Intlx Solutions, empowering people, connecting businesses.